Well, shout out to all the subscribers, everyone that likes, comments and shares. I got pulled up on this yesterday by, I think it was Teesside, 420. Beat yourself up, mate, but he asked about the news. It will be happening again, either tonight or tomorrow night. It's just because I'm moving, I just don't have time tonight at night, man. But the news will be happening, yeah, tonight or tomorrow. Screw boys. It's a derogatory It's a derogatory term in Jack. My head's still all over the place, man. Again, no walk in the new gaff, no Wi-Fi in the new gaff, so I'm coming back to the old gaff to sleep. It's just, I feel drained, man. Yeah, screw boys. It's a derogatory term. When you're banged up, means it's you know, the person's untrustworthy, not to trust that person amongst other cons, yeah? That person will run to the screws, a screw boy, it's a teacher's pet, yeah? We've all been in school. I'm hoping that bare minimum of you have been banged up, but most of us have been at school. Teacher's pet, prefect, you know, the one that, sir, he's doing that over there. Teacher's pet, right? Here's an apple, sir. Oh, you know what I mean? A screwboy would be the same thing, right? And in my experience, they're actually few and far between. They're not as prevalent as what everyone makes out when you're in there. I mean, he's a screwboy, he's a screwboy. It's mainly done by it's mainly done by younger prisoners, yeah, that call you screw, because they no matter how clued up they think they are, because they've been in and out of jail, like in YOs and all that, they're not that clued up. They're not clued up at all. I wasn't clued up when I was a YO. I didn't have a clue, yeah. Oh, he's a screwboy, look at it. But I've been called a screwboy by some of these people, and a lot of haters will call screwboys, yeah. They do exist, but just say if you've got a good job on the wing, right? A lot of haters that are stuck behind a door will be like, oh, that's a screwboy, he's so untrustworthy because he's got a good job. When in reality, you've got a good job so you can run around the wing doing whatever you're doing. I'm talking about myself as well here. Yeah, again, I know I've been called a screwboy. No one's ever called me a screwboy to my face. I just thought I'd make that clear. And again, I've always made out in every single video I've ever talked about myself, like fighting in that sense. I've never pretended that I was the hardest geezer on the wing. I was a thief, mate. A petty thief back in the day. I would, like, you know what I mean? I'd have a fight if I had to, but mainly people ain't calling me as, like, or anyone a screwboy. It's talking behind people's backs, isn't it? Oh, look at that screwboy over there. Look at him being out his cell 20 hours a day. Oh, getting to go around the whole jail doing what he wants. He gets to collect all parcels. Oh, what a screwboy. People do that, yeah, but screwboys exist, right? Screwboys definitely exist. And a screwboy to me is someone that snitches to the screws, basically, yeah, right? If you're doing your job and you want to keep your enhance and all that, you ain't a screwboy, yeah. But if you're going and snitching and you're fetching the screws coffee in the morning or something ridiculous. I mean, I've been a cleaner a few times, yeah. I've even had the screws in my cell making toast. I've told you that, yeah. I've told the story that I nicked the toaster out of the screws office. They had two. I don't know why they had two. I nicked it, put it in my cell. They knew I had it eventually, because there was haters on the wing. Some of the other cleaners kept grassing me up. Genuine, they was grassing me up to the screws behind my back because I had this, and they wanted me to lose it. Yeah, jail is full of haters, full of grasses. All right. If you're in a jail with 1,000 men, please don't try and tell me or be naive to think it's not full of grasses or wrong uns. Yeah, it fully is. Right. They're all snitching on me, but I've had the screws in. The screws didn't care. They used to come in and go. Used to come in the morning, C-wing, Chelmsford, and during like cleaning time, like in the morning, they come in and I'd make them toast. They genuinely didn't care, yeah. Not because I was a screwboy, just because I basically kept the shower clean. That's the big thing, right? You know, if you're a cleaner, a lot of the times people try and not clean the shower. If I'm on the 2s landing or the 3s landing, I'm a cleaner. I'll forget about the landing, really. I'll let someone else do it. I'll clean the shower. Only because I want to clean the shower. But the screws, but the screws, like, the screws see that one little thing and they go, do you know what, he can have the toaster. He cleans the shower every day. Yeah, but people go, oh, that screw boy. As they're grassing. Oh, that screw boy, he's a right screw boy, mate. Gov, why is he allowed that toaster and I'm not? It's not grassing, is it? It's sweet grassing. Why is he allowed that and I'm not? Why is he allowed that in his cell and I'm not? Can I have that next week, Gov? Am I allowed that in my cell next week? And they call you a screw boy. They're all sweet grassing, they're all dry snitching, but you're a screw boy. All behind your back, of course. To your face is, can we come in your cell and use that toaster? I'm not bitter about that toaster, but so many other people are. It turns out to be. I just thought I was onto a good thing, like cooking toast for the boys and all that. I thought, yeah, come on, mate. Bit of respect here. I've took the toaster out of the screws office. Go on, son. How many people can say I've done that? And everyone goes, well, God, when's it my turn? How come he's allowed it? He's a screw boy. Gav. Look at that screw boy with a toaster. Gav. Who's a snitch? Who's a screw boy, really? But they do exist, yeah? They do exist. They 100% do exist. There is the geezers on the wing that will be silent. Usually you don't even know who they are, yeah? Running around. Earwig in a conversation, straight to the screw. Goes above and beyond being a screw boy, doesn't it? This is fully being a snitch, yeah, but it's a fine line really for me. I mean, yeah, a screw boy isn't someone that I've never been to a dispersal, yeah? A dispersal is a high security prison, right? ACAT, double ACAT, triple ACAT. Yeah, highest I've ever been is a BCAT and C's and D's. Well, D once, but yeah, so I've never been in a dispersal. But if you're like, if it's full of, I'm just guessing, this is just me talking out loud, this is a guess. If a dispersal is full of geezers doing 10, 20s, 15s, 25s, 30s, yeah? And a couple of notorious names, yeah, the ones you see in the paper, the big time gangsters, the big notorious gangsters. Say if one of them's got a listener's job. A listener is basically someone that trained by the Samaritans and goes to listen. If someone's feeling like they want to arm themselves in their cell or something, or if they can get on the cell bell, the emergency cell bell, anytime down night, 24 hours a day. It's for emergencies only, right? Obviously, one person's emergency is, we've all got different emergencies in it. But anyway, if you're feeling down, you get on the bell, a listener will come. If you can ask for a listener, you say, Gov, can I talk to a listener, please? They'll send a listener to your cell. Or the listener's suite, there might be another room with like a comfy room with a settee and all that where you can sit down and chat to the listener. The listener will not be bringing you snout and all that. The listener won't. The listener will just get up and walk out if you go, I needed a Rizla, I got on there because I wanted a Rizla. The listener just walk out. Yeah, and rightly so. Imagine them getting woken up at 3 in the morning because some idiot wants to ask for a Rizla. But, getting off the point a bit, if you're in the dispersal and one of those notorious names is a listener or something, do you think everyone's going behind his back? Oh, look at that screw boy. Or do you think, because everyone's in there doing 10 plus and all that, do you think they're all sitting there going, oh, well done for him playing the game. He's doing 30, he's got everything in his cell that he wants, he gets to walk around the jail, he gets to do his little bits and bobs without the screws knowing. Maybe some of the screws do know, but they know he's a good listener. Is he really a screw boy? No. And I don't think all the people are going to be talking behind his back going, look at that snitch, mate, look at that screw boy. Oh, get some locked every day. Oh, what a screw boy. He's definitely not a screw boy, he's just making his time a little bit easier. But like I said, they do exist. But if they're under the radar, aren't they? That's the thing about a screw boy. Anyone that's doing something like really untrustworthy in jail, right? And that's really untrustworthy, isn't it? Yeah. Then it's hard to find out. It's hard to see them, isn't it? But you do see them. Fake. Yeah. Fake wannabe Nazi was a screw boy. I was trying to think of things that I could say on here, yeah. But I forgot his name. I wouldn't say his name anyway, yeah. But people will know, yeah. He used to do that, yeah. And he had a swastika on the inside of his mouth. That's how brave he was, yeah. Used to have it on the inside there, right? Used to give it right talk. Used to get right Larry in the shower with like a shower full of white geezers, like, you know what I mean, talking about all of his beliefs, like, but never in front of anyone that would have done anything to him. Like, we was. No, I mean, he's talking to the white boys, like, none of us, I ain't a racist. Thinking, what? You know what I mean? Oh, mate, listen, everybody has said a bad word when they're angry, yeah? Yes, 100%, but this geezer was a lemon, mate. He had all the tattoos, but on the inside of his body. Maybe if he'd have spread his bum cheeks, he'd have had a picture of Hitler or something, you know what I mean, yeah? Mate, he was a screwboy, and he knew he had to be a screwboy. He used to talk about this one geezer to me, yeah, from my area, as he was like a right legend, yeah. I'm not going to say his name. Used to be in a gang called C18, right? Like the National Front sort of thing, right? Yeah. And this geezer was a snitch. He got done for planting things around places, and they're telling him he was a snitch. But this geezer used to talk to him, like talk about him, like he was a legend. But that sort of he's sort of grasping himself up for what he really is and all that. Yeah, I've never ever once said like, hold on a minute, this geezer. It's not even like in debate what this geezer is. It's like in the newspaper. Look at that. But yeah, he was a screwboy. He was a screwboy, and it come on top for him eventually. He got moved off the wing for being a snitch, basically, right? I've said that. But he was a cleaner. We was all cleaners, and usually like, cleaners get let out first before everyone else. I think really so they can do a bit of cleaning before people get let out. Does that happen? Or do they just sit around drinking coffee and talking for half hour? Yeah. Yeah, even the other cleaners, we would never ever talk in front of this geezer. This geezer, mate, yeah. Because he was just untrustworthy. We knew, whatever we was talking about, huddled together chatting, he would 100% talk. Or he'd be a dry snitch, or he'd say something in front of a screw. Like, are you for real? Like, but what can you do to these people? Like, and again, this whole story is just my experience in it. Everyone will handle different experiences different, yeah. And some people looking, will going, oh, he's a snitch then. Why don't you do something about it? Because I didn't really care that much, mate. I knew what he was. I made sure, I wasn't like I was walking about going watching him. Well, I was really. We all was. Everyone was. Yeah, but I didn't care that enough to lose my job. I was onto a good thing, yeah. I wasn't just a cleaner, right? I was basically walking around, doing everything I just said, like, you know what I mean? I was doing a little bit of cleaning, like doing a good job in front of the school, just so I could run around collecting things, yeah, and getting my bit for free for bang up and all that, yeah. So I was onto a good thing. Why do I care about what? Having a row with this geezer and then losing all my good thing, you know what I mean? So, well, you want to screw him on? No. If what he was doing was directly affecting me, then yes. And everyone on the wing knew about this geezer as well. No one trusted him. Nobody trusted him. Nobody did. Right? Nobody trusted him because everybody knew that whatever they was talking about, it would get passed on to the screw. Yeah? Or, like, in an indirect or direct way. Like I said, he might not go to the screw with a note, which he probably did. 100%. Well, the way he got moved off the wing, he did that. That's 100% what happened. But he would talk about it, say we're on the servery, and he'd be talking about what we spoke about, and there's always a screw in the server, innit? And usually it's an SO or something that's like taking the number, like doing the cell numbers and all that. If he's on the wing, it'd be the SO doing that job or whatever. Easiest job, innit? And, you know, if you're an SO, why not? Why shouldn't you get that job? You've obviously worked your way up to it, so... But he'd be talking about what we talked about in front of an SO or something. It's like... Are you that comfortable to chat in front of this geezer? What, you're that friendly with him, you know what I mean? And also, he wants him to know what we're talking about. But what can you actually do to that person, really, in reality, yeah? Because he's just going to run off and get you moved off the wing or whatever. Quite literally, act like he'd have as much power as a screw in that position. Gov, he's on to me. He's not right. He's not letting the ring run smooth. Get him off. Yeah, I mean, I've talking about this specific geezer. I've said before why Harry got moved off the wing. He was snitching and it come on top, and then the very next day he went to a DCAT. So I said it in the last video I did about this. The moral of that story is if you snitch, you get to a DCAT. Yeah, but he was the biggest. Screwboys doesn't always involve snitching. Yeah, snitching. But you know what? I think it does. I think it does. I think a schoolboy would be the screws eyes and ears on the wing. So does it always involve snitching? Yes. Yes, it does. Right, really, in there. Right. So a screwboy. That's what a screwboy means. If anyone's ever heard the term screwboy, that's what it means. It means you're up the governor's arse. Right. Yeah. And again, most people who get called it ain't. You get called it by haters, you know what I mean? Look at him out himself, 20 hours a day doing what he wants. Ugh, what screwboy? Ugh. No, mate. Add another 10 years on your sentence and you'll be doing the exact same as what everyone else is doing. A screwboy. No one wants to get called a screwboy, but if you do get called it, it'll probably be by a load of haters behind your back. If you enjoyed that, hit subscribe and we'll chat again. Adios.